first of all, to my podcast, my official podcast. I know. Some of you may have seen my YouTube channel, and I had some videos on there of previous podcasts I tried to do on Skype and just like record the conversation, but I just thought Anchor is just an easier way to do it, so why not? And the main reason I wanted to make a podcast is because I want to just start a new project to just keep not just myself interested in, but more of just my community in general. And I want to get some people involved with this, just keep it going. But anyways, today, I'm currently recording this in the morning, the late morning, we'll say. But today I want to talk about what's going on. I finished an episode. Well, not an episode. I finished an entire season of this interesting show on Netflix called The Midnight Gospel. It was made by the creator of Adventure Time, and like I grew up on that show. Like I'm still I'm still growing up, basically. I'm almost done with growing up, but I still have tons and tons of shit to learn. And Adventure Time was one of the shows that guided me to help me understand my surroundings, help me fill me up with that imagination, fill me up with that creative thinking that not many shows could do. Like the early 2010s and the early 2000s, I would say, is where I really got influenced by so many creative shows in general. And I also recently I finished Steven Universe, and many people have said to me, "Oh, it's not that good of a show. It's not that good." But I watched. It was getting to the point where I did not want to finish the show because it was just such an amazing show to teach people about sexual preferences and LGBT plus and all of that shit in a kid show is insane. To even think that it could get that far. And props to Rebecca Sugar and her team for even just attempting that. That's so difficult. And I don't know, just the shows like that are the shows that interest me and have inspired me. It's inspired my work, my paintings, just how I live in general. Because I didn't grow up with, I didn't do sports and I didn't do whatever the fuck. My shit was always cartoons and artwork. I loved cartoons, and I still do. And I even now, when I'm about to turn to an adult, about to go to college, about to do all this shit, I still, no matter what, I will still go out and I will watch a good cartoon this season, or just go back and watch some old school shit that I grew up to. It's just fucking awesome. But anyways, as I was saying, I finished the one season of the Midnight Gospel. The time of recording this, there's only been one season of the Midnight Gospel. I hope there's many more. That show is absolutely insane. The animation style, basically the episodes are podcasts, basically, but they are animated in such a interesting way that I've never really seen before. It's basically nothing makes sense. If you've seen Adventure Time, then you'll know that art style is in this show, it's amplified to an insane amount. But the thing is, it's not scripted. At least Well, maybe some parts are, but it's really just a podcast of this guy, and he's just talking to a guest on his show, but it's just animated to give your eyes like some time to wander while you're just listening to them talk about spirituality and like insane things like death and all of this shit and meditation, and you're just seeing it, and you're just seeing these weird cartoon fuckers just talking about random shit, and you're just like, what is happening? It's really like you're on an LSD trip most of the time, and you're not. It's just insane. And I won't spoil it because you guys have to go watch this show. It's absolutely insane. But there comes a point where they're talking about the subject of death, and they bring up the point of how death, most people try to run from it and try to avoid it, and some people are afraid afraid of dying, and that's a logical thing. As humans, we try to run away from that. We try to just search for that one single thing that we can strive for in life, and we don't want to succumb to the darkness. We just want to go for that one single thing. And that's what they were talking about, and that's what they were explaining, but they were going so in depth with it, and it made me realize just how much just how much sadness, how much depression I've gone through, how much trauma I've gone through, all of the things in my past that my mind has made me forget, that I've been running from. And I've been running from it, And I'm pretty sure most people do. That's just a normal thing to do. You don't want to talk about your problems. And even if you do, not many people's going to listen. It's not like some people feel like they're just, no one's going to listen anyways, even if they were to speak. And I definitely do feel like that sometimes. And then there's those days where I get a text from someone and I'm just overjoyed because I never get texts from people, and I rarely go outside, and mainly because of this corona stuff, the roan, that I really haven't seen the outside world besides when I go to work. And it's hard, especially for people that have been living by themselves their entire lives, or have been searching for that like one person to hold them down, that one person. And I realized that I've been searching for one person for so long to try and hold me down, try to keep me calm, help me out. And when no one has come, I've always blamed myself, and I've always blamed my surroundings. And really, that's not the healthy way to do it. And I understand that. I do. And it's hard. It's hard for me to try to deviate from that, because it's like, how am I supposed to get past that if that's all I've basically taught myself? A bad habit of sorts. But when you're inside a room, and I'm not even saying this because the people that I've talked to about this, they've heard me talk about it a while, like a long time, but my childhood wasn't all that spectacular, we'll say. And so I've always just had to grow up. I didn't have that you know, that crazy childhood where I was doing fun shit with friends or whatever. I was at home waiting, you know, either watching cartoons, just sitting there, or that's basically about it. You know, I didn't have that, you know, I don't have any brothers, I don't have any sisters. I barely have a family together, you know. But that's the shit that you say when you have this mental illness, when you have depression, when you have, you know, bipolar disorder, and you linger on that. And I've always lingered on that because there's nothing else in my life that's been happening at that point. You know, that's why I've been lingering. That's why I've been holding on to these feelings. And I feel like I haven't talked to someone about it. I can't. Because no matter what I say, you know, it's always either, oh, I'm sorry you feel that way, or blah, 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 I'm sorry this, I'm sorry that. And in the end, of course, that's not what you want to hear. I don't know. There's not any magic word that you can say that'll make me like, oh shit, depression, no, my depression's gone. No, of course. And honestly, at this point, I don't know what word would help me. You know, I don't know what word, I don't know what thing could truly affect me in such a way where I have a change of mind since I've been like this for so long. I understand, like, don't get me wrong, it's not like I'm throwing my personality away. Like, I'm just throwing that, just like, it'll never happen. Because I know someday it will. I know one day in my heart, in my being, I will find it so I can forgive myself, where I could forgive others, and I could just move on. But at this point in my life, I know I cannot do that. But that's because I don't know how to heal. You know, I don't personally know how to heal from this. And, you know, I don't have a therapist. I don't have all these doctors, even though I've been to the doctor most of my life. It's just because of certain situations, I just don't have that now. So having to teach yourself, you know, how to get past this, when you don't even know yourself how to get past it, you know, that's the tough one. That's really the tough one. And I've helped so many people. That's not even a humble brag or whatever. I've truly helped people, and I find that interesting. I haven't been able to help myself at all, but I'm able to just relinquish control of my body and just help other people no matter what. And just I do not give a shit about myself. And it sucks. It sucks. Because when I look in the mirror, I don't see a happy child about to move on to college. It's so much pain and sorrow that I see every day. And I don't really know how to get past that. I'm not a very spiritual person. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a very spiritual person. I'm not a very religious person. I don't believe in a God. I don't believe in your life force or Zen or whatever. But I do still listen to those like topics because I am interested in why people believe in that. And maybe one day I'll believe in something like that. But nothing in me has truly clicked for that to happen. And, you know, I think that's what, I guess you can say, what I'm waiting for. But I know that's bad. I don't know it's bad, really. I don't know. I've just gotten I've gotten so used to waiting instead of taking it by taking that chance, going after that, going after this, seeing if it could work better. I've just been waiting for something good to happen instead of trying to make something good happen. You know what I mean? It's just, and I know that's not the way you should do it. I know you should avidly take those chances. It's not like I'm in denial. It's not like I'm completely ignoring it, because I'm not ignoring that part of myself. And I know part of me craves that attention from people, and part of me wants to talk to people. Part of me, but my depression is overpowering that side, and it does not want to listen to excuses. Doesn't want to listen to people talking. It just wants to be alone. But when you're alone for 17 years, there's not much you can do about that. I feel like at this point, if I were to get help, it would help me. It would help me, but I don't think it would change me as a character, as a person. I think I would still want to do my creative shit. I think I would just have more motivation or something. I know that I've been actually more, I won't say motivated, but more pushed right now to do something, because everyone's home, everyone's getting laid off of their jobs. It's just like it's a terrible fucking time. But I feel more pushed to do shit now. Like, I've been working out every day, which I haven't done because I'm just in a lot of pain, and I'm still going for it. I'm still trying to heavily search out projects. I'm still trying with school, even though our entire school shit is messed up now. I'm avidly working at my job, and I'm still trying. It's just part of me that just needs to be clicked on is not being clicked on. That one single part that I'm missing. And I don't know how to fix that. I don't. And that's what I think I've been not maybe waiting for, but searching for. That one part of me to click on to where I realize that none of my worries matter. Like, I look at myself and I'm like, oh, you're fat, you're ugly, you're trash, you're stupid. And at this point, I know none of it matters, but my mind still tells me that. And I don't know how to click that part on, I guess is what you could say. And I've talked to so many people about it. But when you're around, especially around my age, where you're almost out of high school, you're working your job already, you're about to start life. This is the true start of life. The true start of life, which is fucking insane. I'm just realizing that 17 years have gone by, and I've been this miserable. I've been this miserable, and I'm about to start life. Truly, that's crazy. I'm about to go into college, and most of my life has been spent indoors in a room or in a hospital room, barely outside, for 17 years. How is that part of me supposed to be clicked on if I'm barely outside? And now this quarantine, that's just a whole nother, like, how the fuck are you supposed to recover from this? Some of my senior friends, their entire graduations got fucked, their proms got fucked up, because of this. So it doesn't really help the situation, of course. But, there's not much I can do about that. I've been trying my best to live. Just live in general. But it's really hard. I think that's something that takes time and experience to learn, just how to live. Because as a kid, when you hit puberty, you don't want to do shit. You're angry at the world. And that's how it is for literally everyone. And I know that shit. And I'm still angry. I still am. That's normal. That's human. I'm still angry at people that fucked me over and people that betrayed my trust or just shit that's happened in my past. I'm still angry. I'm still sad. But that's human. And I understand that. But then again, I don't. And I think that's one of the interesting things about humans in general is we can talk circles around it. We can talk circles around our problems. We can mention it multiple times. And we know it's wrong. And we know it's not good. And we know we're being mistreated. And we know that. All of this. And we still do it. We still go through it. We don't take it by the horn. That we just still go through it. And I think that's one of the most beautiful but most tragic things to happen as a human. And everyone goes through it. Everyone goes through it. Everyone. It depends on how long it takes for that person to finally traverse all of that and go into life. And I know this is not going to be a thing that goes away immediately. I'm hoping the podcast helps me get some of that off my chest, and I'm gonna have guests over to truly talk about that, to relate to their experiences. But I've spent so long not talking about it, not talking about all this pain. Truly, just out in the open, just speaking it into existence. And just I've been holding it in my mind, just relaying it over and over again, and that's not healthy. I would say this is one of the most healthy things I'm doing to my body right now. Just speaking this out. And it's not like I'm gonna be editing it. I'm not gonna be editing like crazy. I'm just gonna be talking. This is just talking. It's not a big fucking ad fest. Even though I will put some ads, yes. I have to get some support. But this isn't just a corporate thing. This is a genuine talk with people. And sometimes the podcasts are not even going to be about shit. They're not going to be about shit. You'll probably be bored as fuck. Or you'll be listening. You'll be listening to everything that we're saying because you relate to it. You relate to whatever it is because you've been through that. And sure, being 17 years old, I have experience, but I don't have the experience of adults. I don't have that experience. And I realize that. I don't have the experience of living through much more problems that I'm going to experience soon. I don't have that experience. So of course, some of you may take it as, oh, well, he just hasn't been through enough life to make choices and make those judgment calls and all that shit, but I'm still human. Just because I'm young doesn't invalidate my opinion, right? Because I am human. And because I am human, that means I have lived. Even if it's not my correct definition, or may not be your correct definition. I'm still living. And no matter what comes of that, no matter what comes of the end of me, the end of my mom, the end of my grandma, or any of my friends, or just anyone in general, you've still lived, and you have that emotion, the need to talk to someone, the want for something better, and that truly is, I think, something that I should really focus on for the human experience. Well, this has been your host, Isaiah Shafiq. I know. I was a bit awkward, and once I get used to this podcast thing, it'll be better. I'll speak with more clarity. I'll speak with not such a wavering tone. I won't make such, grammar issues and mispronunciation and all that shit. It'll get better. And I'll have more people on so we can keep the conversation going longer. Listen, these podcasts, they could be for you. They could be relating to every experience you've had. They could be a guide on what not to do or what to do. This isn't something that you have to listen to. No. But maybe you could just tune in every once in a while and see how someone else in the world is doing, I think that's what's really cool about podcasts. Anyone in the world can be listening to it. You don't even have to be popular. If you don't want to listen, that's cool. But if you want to experience someone else's life, because I will have, like I've said, I will have other people on. We're just going to be talking about life. So, if you want to experience that, I'm right here. Just a couple taps away on your phone or on your computer. You can just listen to me whenever you want. But, yeah. This is Failed Filmer signing out.